hours. If a hen can sit on her eggs for 21 days, taking care of her child, to the extent that even if you brought peanuts and sprinkled or simsim seeds, it will not go to eat. It will stay on its eggs. That is child protection. But for us human beings, with all the senses that we have, all the understanding to take care of the environment and all the creation that there is, we dump our children in the pit latrine. You leave them to wander on the streets, and you abandon them, you abuse them physically, when we are created in the image of God.
Okay,
How many kids do you have?
I have 4 daughters.
Yeah. No boys.
No boys. In my childhood, through the church, we would go out in the community looking for elderly people or families of people with problems, and then we would support them. Maybe wash clothes for the old people, fetch water for them, clean their surrounding environments or clean their houses. And that is where I got the motivation to help people. So I graduated with a master's in in development studies, specializing in human rights, development and social justice. All my life, I don't want to see anyone being treated unfairly, because all of us are human beings. All of us want to be treated well. I am a person who is always digging to the root cause of things that I see even in society. When I see a family that is suffering, or a man who is beating the wife, I want to know, why does he behave the way he does? When I find a child selling things in the market, I'm always asking. Actually, all my life, I'm always interviewing people, because I'm always researching. I always want to know why people behave the way they do, why people treat others the way they treat others, why children are suffering, why women are suffering. So when I get to know the answer, if I can offer a solution, I offer. If I can refer, I refer. If I can advise, I advise. So that is me. We do most of our work in Lira and the surrounding places. People call us even from as far as Gulu, but they cannot come because it's far. They cannot come to report or register a case. Our clients come from Aleptong, they come from Otuke, come from Kole, they come from Dokolo, even the east, they come from Kaberamaido. Many of them hear our program on radio and they call in, and then we make appointments, and then they come here and register their cases. If we get more funding, we hope to come and complete this side of the building, and then we occupy the whole of this unit. In 2018, I made a decision not to look for another job and opted to register this organization and start addressing the needs and challenges facing the children and their mothers. Our main objective as an organization is to do advocacy. We are doing advocacy on human rights. We are doing advocacy on sexual reproductive health rights of women. We are also doing advocacy on economic rights of women and their children. You know, the challenge we have here in the north, or in Lango sub-region and the east, maybe even the whole Uganda or Africa, is that women, we are in a patrilineal society where we belong to our paternal family. So any expectation of property, inheritance, is supposed to come from your father. And yet, women or girls are not considering allocation of property because they are assumed to get married later in their life. So if you're a woman with a child born outside marriage and you did not marry, therefore you are in your father's family, but you have no land. In a family that he once knew as home, that is now rejecting him. And the challenge with the grandparents is that they don't have enough resources to meet the needs of these children, which sometimes predisposes the children to crime participation. And then the children many times are not introduced to their paternal family, or they do not even know their father, until at a time when maybe their mother has died, they are now of age to construct a house, they need land to farm, and then they are told, look for your father. A father they've not been introduced to, a father that they have no idea about, they do not know his family. But now if you have a child born outside marriage, that means your son will need land to build a house, to also found his own family. That's why they are told, look for your father, you don't have land rights here. So it becomes a big problem for that girl. So that's why we are doing advocacy for land rights, property rights, economic rights generally, and then also sexual reproductive health rights, because we want girls and women to know that you can have a child when you're ready. Foundation is an organization that is based in the Netherlands. and the money they gave us was for implementing a project on the title of the project is Championing the Right to Identity for Children Born Outside Marriage in Northern Uganda. When Hela Foundation asked us to submit an application, we did do that on this website. It was very easy.
Yeah.
It was very easy. The first money on our account, the excitement was great. I even called the board chairman. I was like, we have got money. Our money has arrived. And the donor gave us 3,000 euros, which was about 12.8 million. And that is the money we have used to run radio announcements, to run sport messages, to do radio talk shows. And from that, including the previous sport message we had run, as we talk now, we have almost about more than 80 cases that we have registered here. She was abducted by LRA together with her sisters and brothers. Returned from captivity, she was taken on by a Catholic nun who was paying her school fees for vocational skills training. She's a tailor, but she has not had chance to practice because she did not get a sewing machine. So we hope that when we get money, we want to buy her a machine. When I was doing research on the situation of children born outside marriage, they told me during the group discussions that these days no one wants an extra mouth to feed. She has nowhere to go. She has no uncle, no relative in the maternal family, which they knew as home. They are no longer wanted there. She fears that her children can go on the street if she's not there one time, because every time she leaves this house to go and look for money for survival, she finds that children have moved aimlessly. They are loitering within the community, which is a problem because she has no proper home.
During my childhood, I suffered a loss. I'm here, I have nowhere to go. If I'm to go, I have to go to Auntie Lee's home because she's now my mother. The godmother she has given me, she's looking after me. At least now I'm doing fair because she has supported me. She could go and give my child the clothes from her home, the one which can feed him. He can also give us food sometimes if I don't have money for buying food.